All right. Oop. We will... Sorry. As soon as I tried to start going, cat walked directly across my desk. Well, yes, we will go ahead and get started here. Hello. I'm on screen this time. It felt weird to do a primary shiny hunting stream without me on camera. I don't know why, but hello. We will... So, as you can see, we are set up dual hunting. We have Shining Pearl there. We got our Gold Soul Silver down here. We'll be going to it once. I did do like 1,600 encounters yesterday, just watching Mochi's stream and everything else like that. So I've gotten a good chunk of encounters in, but I have not found anything yet. So we got a pretty good spot down in the Johto Safari Zone. I think it's Magnemite, Onyx, Kangaskhan, and something else. I can't remember off the top of my head. And then we're in Great Marsh. Pretty typical Great Marsh selection. I didn't have any great daily mons as far as I could tell. But also the binoculars just don't give you good info half the time. So maybe there's something interesting over here. I honestly have no idea. I just went to a deep-ish area. And we'll see what we have going on. Let me get gotta click back into my counter so that we can go there. And so since there's no step counter in Johto, I'm just running back and forth. Oh yeah, Machop is our last encounter there. So I'm just running in Johto since there's no step counter in that zone. And then I have Chikorita set up with Sweet Scent in Shining Pearl since there is a step counter in that game, and I don't want to constantly have to run in and out. So Sweet Scent lets us go without triggering any extra steps that we don't have to. Go. I did notice yesterday that doing the two different games at once like this does require a pretty high focus level, so we'll see how talkative I can stay, but hopefully pretty well, but we'll see. Yeah, it's seeming like pretty standard Great Marsh fare so far, which is fine. Like, yes, they're all pretty normal Great Marsh spawns, but most of the Great Marsh spawns are good, so can't be that mad about it. Nope, I didn't want to throw mud, actually, but thank you. There is an extremely high likelihood for me to just fully misinput stuff. That will happen a lot. I think by the end of my session yesterday, I was down to like 14 Safari balls or something in BDSP, just because no, this is not my bathroom, this is just what the wall looks like. Why does the wall look like that? Ask whoever built the building. They just did square bricks in this building for some reason. I don't have an answer for you. Oh, that is, yeah, 2 more. I didn't mark that one. There, run away there. Okay. It'll also take me a second just to get back into the swing of things here. Having a hard time believing you. Well, even if I was in my bathroom, so what? But also I could not be in my bathroom because the lights don't work in there right now. So that would not be great, light situation. Not that it's like incredible in here either, but working with what we got. Go. I know Moch was talking yesterday about the music driving him insane, and that very well might happen here too. Because at least yesterday when I was hunting, I was like watching other stuff in the background, which I'm not doing today. There we go. I'm trying to think what I actually would want to get from the marsh. I mean, Wooper Quagsire would be cool, but I think my main target there is probably Marill. That would be a good one. I do like that shiny. I don't know if I'd evolve it though, because I do think Azumarill is notably worse than just Marill is. At least as a shiny. I prefer Azumarill overall, but shiny I feel like is a downgrade once it evolves. I'm also very glad you can't see any more than what you can, because the way that I have the camera mounted to pick up my DS is we'll call it not ideal. I mean, you can kind of see it when the screen fades because of the reflection. It is. I just have a webcam hanging off of my mic arm, which is exactly as good as you think it is. There will be probably a good handful of times where I just bump it and have to reline everything up, but hopefully it doesn't happen too often. Oh yeah, Azurill is here too. That's a fun one. I do like Azurill. Just vibes are good on that one. I do enjoy that its entire body is the same size as the end of its tail. That's always fun. Go. One thing I haven't done is actually gotten any sense of how fast these encounters are. Like, I don't know what my pace actually is. The next 100 I should make an actual note of when that is, that I can get a sense for how long this is taken. I mean, like, I've done a lot of encounters, but we're not even halfway to the BDSP odds, not to mention the higher base odds in Gen 4. Go. It's gonna be extremely funny if I somehow end up finding something in BDSP first. The odds are not in favor of that happening, but it's certainly not impossible, which would be extremely funny. I also just know that whenever I do encounter something, it is not going to, there's no universe where I catch it, just because that would be my luck. I haven't actually ever gotten, a 1 in 8,000 shiny though, so that would be fun to at least run into something in the Soul Silver. I mean, I got a lot of stream time, so it's definitely possible. Magnemite. I do think Magnemite is like my big goal in Soul Silver, but it really could go. Like, I chose this spot because all 4 encounters are very good. Kangaskhan would also be super fun. Onyx is whatever. I'm not like super sold on Onyx, but Machop is also one of my absolute favorites, so I'd be super down with that. We shall see what decides to sparkle, which very well might be nothing, but hopefully not. All I have to do is just get lucky. It can't be that hard. Okay. The one thing that does bother me is how out of sync the games consistently get. Like, I wish that they were better about, like, getting encounters at the same time. That I wasn't having to, like, jump around on my counter so much. But, it's not the case. I probably could... Oop, there's the first bump. That camera. I probably could do them a little more synced up, like wait until I've encountered both to like run and all of that. But that is going to be less efficient, and I mostly want to get as many encounters as I can since the odds are so bad. Well, the odds are bad to encounter something, and the odds are also terrible to actually catch it. So hopefully... No, don't want to check summary. There we go. Run away from that. There we go. There's that one. I am enjoying... I have, like, nothing in my BDSP boxes, but somehow I did just have... Why did I do an extra encounter? Whatever. I'll just not mark my next one. There we go. I have, like, nothing in my BDSP boxes, and yet I did happen to have, a Chikorita and a Heart Scale to go teach it Sweet Scent. So that was nice, because Sweet Scent is... I mean, it's also... It doesn't use steps, which is like the main reason I'm using it, but it is also so much faster than getting wild encounters, on average at least. I'm sure you could get them faster some of the time, but then the rest of the time it would be significantly slower, so wouldn't even be worth it. Go. I frankly cannot remember what Onix's shiny actually looks like. I cannot... In my head, it is green, but I don't know if that's actually correct, or if it goes gold like Geodude. Or it very well could be neither. I truly... For some reason... I know most shinies, but... Okay, it is a green. That is fantastic news. I love a green shiny. I mean, I just like green in general, but green shiny is... I mean, I will go to bat all day for like Espeon's shiny, so... And that one is like pretty widely considered to be horrendous, so... Yeah, Espeon's great. I don't know why people are so mean about it. It's a great shiny. Yeah, people... I definitely would say it. Like, people take shiny coloring way too seriously. yeah, I would definitely say if it at least is a visible change, that helps a lot. I know people had, I want to say there were some complaints about, there were a lot of complaints about the Future Paradox shinies around the time of Scarlet Violet. And like, that's crazy to me. Those are great shinies. Like, going all silver is awesome. I also think part of that is probably just people not liking the Sorry, I just realized that the DS was like super out of focus. Yes, it does feel a little samey if you do it to a whole set, but also like they are a set, so like they very much are all kind of variations on the same thing. So I think having a consistent shiny works for them. And it also made sense to do the past paradoxes like not lined up, since those were actual like animals compared to like created mons. Like, yeah, it made sense for the past paradoxes to mimic their original colors. It made sense for the future paradoxes to all kind of get lumped together in terms of their robotness. The main issue I have with like shinies in the current games is just how this is mostly a Scarlet Violet issue, because it's remedied a lot by the shiny sound in Legends, but in Scarlet and Violet there are so many shinies that are just impossible. Like, Mousehold is my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon, and I just will never get a shiny of that thing because I cannot be bothered to actually go through and hunt one of those. They look barely different. They're tiny. And it's not even like the worst one. I know, like, Tynamo is kind of the infamous example there of one that just you cannot possibly tell because it's just so small. And like, for the most part, I actually do like the lack of a shiny sound. Like, I like having to really like look out for it. I feel like basically just being told a shiny is there is a little weird in the like 3D games. But it's also, I don't know. I do think there has to be a better solution than just letting you completely miss stuff. So hello, Caps. Yes, I am here in the flesh. I mean, not because it's still on a stream, but I'm more here than normal. I do think Let's Go kind of had a good middle ground in terms of like how they made the shinies visible. Yes, Chikorita is the sweet center on this one. And I also have actually, you know what? Let's no. Since you're here, let's get no. Let's get Meganium in the front in Soul Silver as well. But yeah, as I was saying, I think Let's Go had a really good balance in terms of how they handled shinies. Like, they don't make it incredibly obvious. Like, the sound, I think, is a step too far, at least for how I like to hunt. But I do think at least having, like, the visible sparkles around it is fun. But I just, partially, I think being told a shiny is flat out there with the sound is a little annoying, but my bigger thing is it really breaks immersion in a way that I don't like. You like are suddenly incredibly aware that this is like a special thing that is a part of the game and not the like actual Pokemon world. And obviously there's like music and sound effects for a bunch of stuff that doesn't actually happen, but I like to imagine the shinies like actually being a part of the environment and like the normal distribution of species, and so having them like so aggressively stand out kind of goes against that philosophy for me. But I also understand that there are like legitimate accessibility concerns where like, you know, you don't know, like you can't assume that everyone has the level of vision where that is useful. And the other thing is, my partner, like she played like a lot of Scarlet and Violet, and she would never have known if a shiny was there, like, because she's not like constantly looking out for stuff that's a different color, and she doesn't know what most of the shinies look like. And like, yeah, there are ways to like tell that stuff is shiny. Like, you know, the color does change even on the subtlest ones, but it's still a matter of you kind of have to know what to be looking for, and it's kind of exhausting to constantly be like scouring just like on a normal playthrough. If you're actively hunting, that's kind of a different thing, but like I found my first shiny in Scarlet and Violet pretty early on. It was one I wasn't aware of. It was Pawmi. I found it like I think in the first area before I had gotten any badges. And I didn't find like another one. I didn't find another random shiny the entire rest of the game, but I was certainly looking a lot harder in case I did after I had that happen, which made just general traversal a lot more tiring. Especially during my initial playthrough when I didn't know what any of the Gen 9 shinies looked like. I think this is probably a pretty universal experience, but I got caught up so bad on Tatsugiri when I first made it over there. Like the multiple colors really threw me in terms of shininess. Got a shiny Tarantula on accident with an Scarlet. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. It's like, and that one is fairly obvious, and Pawmi was fairly obvious too. Like you can kind of see those even if you don't know what the shiny looks like. But like, I saw so many Paldean and Tauros before I knew what the shiny looked like. There is a very good chance that I just fully missed one of those and would never have known. Or like Mousehold, or I mean there are a bunch of very subtle new shinies that I very well could have missed and just would have had no idea. And even some of the ones that I do, I mean even the old gen Pokemon that I knew they're shinies, like there's still a very good chance that I just missed something and would have no idea. However you pronounce that, thank you for the for the follow there, realizing I need to move the alerts banner above my screen captures. That would probably be helpful. To reshuffle this whole layout yesterday, fit 2 games and me and an encounter tracker. So it was quite the process to get set up, and that was apparently the thing that slipped. On Sharnak, Xernex is, yeah, okay, sounds good. Yeah, welcome in. Nice to have you here. Okay. I very well think I could have missed some encounters during that. Or missed, like, actually counting them. But oh well. I'm sure I'm at least like 10 or 15 off from my actual number at this point. And we're just gonna have to live with that. Ooh, I just realized. I was gonna say that I haven't really been playing much Pokemon recently, and that is kind of true, but I did just finish my my replay of Black and White, and I'm going to stand firm on. I replayed it after our Bulbacast a couple weeks ago on our Discourse, and I was talking a lot about how I just don't think Gen 5 is that good. And so I was like, well, I haven't played it in a while, and I played it in like a really weird way the first time I did, because I didn't really know what I was doing. I'm like, I should go back to it now that I'm like a lot more comfortable with the franchise and all of that, and just see how I like it now. And the answer was, I still thought it was just okay. I'm really trying to find what people love about it, and I can't do it. It is so, it's not bad. My take was never that it was bad, but it is maybe the most formulaic Pokemon game. It is like, it is so monotonous, and the level scaling is really weird. Also, this was actually my biggest like tangible issue with it. That I got my whole team relatively early on. I think my last edition was Solosis, and that's like before the 4th gym. So I had my whole team pretty early, and I fought basically every optional trainer in every optional area I could find. And then by the time I made it to the Elite Four, I was level like 43. Like, I just was so horrendously underleveled, and that it was not from skipping stuff, because I was not skipping stuff. And I could not. I ended up having to grind for like 10% of my entire playtime just getting everyone up to the level cap for the Elite Four. It was bizarre. And like, luckily, grinding on Audino on Route 10 is like really fast. But that's still fast in the sense of level grinding, which is not a fast activity. It was just very strange. Guys, I do log grinding, then I was like, yeah, I absolutely believe that. I mean, like I said, I was grinding when I had my full team set in stone by Gym 4, and I still had to grind to, like, keep everything caught up. I can't imagine in a Nuzlocke where you're constantly cycling through stuff. I do think if there's one thing that Gen 5 does really well, it is probably all of the like post-game stuff. Like, there's so much side content, which is great. That is awesome, and I love that for the people who care, but I have never been a side content carer. I just, like, I'm not gonna do the battle subway. I just won't ever do that. And, like, obviously I'm glad that it's there for the people who want to, but, like, that is not something I'm interested in. Like, there's a lot more optional stuff than just that too. And, like, that's great, but I was never going to engage with it, so that doesn't really do anything for me. But I can at least appreciate that, like, that is a tangible thing that it does do quite well. See, the gym teams were okay, except for the fact that everyone had 3 Pokemon the whole time. I know people rag on Gen 6 for the gym leader teams, and, like, that is still absolutely a valid criticism, but I don't know that Black and White was much better. This is also taking into account that I have not gotten around to Black and White 2 yet. I definitely plan on replaying those shortly as well. And so that'll probably influence my opinion a bit. But just taking the games on their own. I also have a bone to pick with the story. Do I think it's on the... It's definitely in the upper half of Pokemon stories, but that is not a high bar, and I would definitely say it's closer to the middle than the top. More than 3 rounds possible items. Yeah, I do think the Pokemon choices are good. Like, the team, like, the Pokemon that they do have are well done. I will forever be mad about the only trainers that I lost to in the whole game were the final Getsus battle. I had to do that. I had to do that twice, just because I got so unlucky against Hydreigon. So I had to do Getsus twice, but then I got, like, wiped by the Elite Four, like, when I went in super underleveled. But other than that, the only trainer I lost to in the entire game was Elisa, just because those Emolga are so incredibly obnoxious. Like, that, the constant just volt switch, and it's awful. That was actively unfun. that battle is so bad. And every other gym was, like, pretty chill. I am getting all mixed up on my counting here. Most of the other gyms were good. I do think it helped that I had very good matchups into most of them. But then that evened out because I had very bad matchups into most of the Elite Four. Like, I had truly no answer for Chantal. I made it work because I put Shadow Claw on Archeops, and that definitely put in some work. But, like, for the most part, I did not have good answers for the Elite Four. But yeah, even the Elite Four, like, they were hard because they had high levels, but, like, once I was leveled properly, they were extremely easy because they had 4 Pokemon. Like, I want to say that is the same amount as X and Y, actually. They have 4. Let's look this up so that I'm not just lying for fun. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Gen 6 Elite Four also has 4 Pokemon per team, and that's the one that everyone says is like really weirdly underpowered. So, I don't know. It's just funny to like see all the critique from other games and how this game does a lot of the same thing, but people like it. I don't know, it's strange. This is also partially me being picky as a Gen 6 lover. Like I will defend Gen 6 until the day I die. But yeah, it's strange. Let's get back to the story though. The story was like fine. The characters were fine. I do think the gym leaders actually being like present in the story is really well done. Like the gym leaders are really cool. They have actual personality. They do things. That is one thing that definitely got a downgrade in X and Y. Like the gym leaders just don't do anything in that game. It is awful. Like the gym leaders are cool. I do think they do a pretty good job with Bianca and Sharon, kind of splitting the difference in terms of like what kind of rival they are. I do think that basically everything Bianca and Sharon did well was better done by Hop in Sword and Shield. Like he had kind of a mix of the arcs of Sharon and Bianca, where he like started out trying to be super strong and wants to be the champion, and then after, like in the post game, after he like sees that you're like doing so much better, he like goes and becomes the professor or like works in research. And like obviously that had to come from somewhere, and I do think Bianca and Sharon are well done. But my main issues come from Team Plasma, which I think is handled very poorly. Having one variety of Pokemon available. Yeah, I really do not like Team Plasma. And by Team Plasma, I basically just mean Ghetsis and N, which, like, obviously, like, I mean, that's the case for most of the evil teams, is it's basically just about the leader. And, like, N, you get some cool backstory with N, but not until, like, the very end of the game. Like, you get all of the actual N lore within the span of 20 minutes in the Plasma Castle. And, like, even then, it doesn't really do anything. But, like, every encounter with Team Plasma is just, oh, you treat Pokemon bad. I treat Pokemon good. And that's like, that is the they'd say it in a lot more words than that, but that is the extent of every conversation that the teams have. It's like, and neither one of them is listening to anything the other one is saying. It's like, and it's just the exact same conversation every time, and you encounter them like 10 times during the game because you have a Team Plasma encounter like between literally every gym. So, and they just never say anything new or interesting. I still don't know how Zekrom and Reshiram are related at all. Like, they're just kind of powerful and that's it. Like, they don't even have interesting lore like the Gen 3 or 4 legendaries. And I mean, like, Gen 6 has a little better, and then once you hit Gen 7 and up, they like really lean into the legendary stuff. But yeah, the thing that sucks is like there is a cool idea there, and I think if they had done the games like if they had taken that concept and done it like now, I think it could have been really interesting. Because like they're pretty consistently putting out great stories now. Sword and Shield was not like Sword and Shield was definitely a misstep, but like yeah, Sword and Shield was definitely a misstep. But Gen 7 was great. Legends Arceus was, as much as I have issues with that game, the story was pretty good. I think Vola was interesting at least. And then, I mean, Gen 9 and ZA, I think both have great stories. Lunala and Solgaleo, I feel like they're just kind of there. Yes, kind of, but I do think Cosmog at least has a really good reason to exist. Based on when it didn't have enough content, that might be true, but like I said before, that is not something that affects me in any way. Like that just doesn't bother me. I will agree on Ultra's story being a step down though. It's still like fine, but the Ultra Recon Squad and their like interactions with Lusamine are just they're definitely a downgrade from where we were before. Yeah, I do think I like the Ultra Beasts conceptually. I do think they probably could have been implemented in a better way, like have them play a bigger role in the story, because outside of Nihilego being like extremely plot relevant, the rest of them just kind of showing up with Looker is weird. I don't know why they did that. They could have done a lot of things to make them feel more impactful, and they just kind of didn't. And now they're just like lumped in with the legendaries, like in Dynamax Adventures and stuff like. But I don't know what you would do with them in future games. I feel the same way about the Paradoxes. It's like they're introducing a lot of Pokemon. They're introducing a lot of Pokemon that are kind of stuck in their home game. Like, you truly, you cannot do anything with the Paradox Pokemon in future games. Like, you just can't. And like the Ultra Beasts are kind of the same way. Like, I think they wanted Ultra Space to be like a recurring lore thing, but I just don't know that they have actually done that. And then there's like the separate, like, extra dimensional thing with the Area Zero time machine, which we still don't really know what the full deal of that is. I don't necessarily mind that they're new forms. Like, I think for the story of Scarlet and Violet, I think paradoxes work really well. But they just, yeah, you can't do anything with them outside of that. I also wish that they weren't so dominant in competitive. It's like, I don't know. That feels a little weird to me. Like, it also sucks because it's like, oh, your favorite Pokemon got like this cool new form, except it's not a form. It's completely stuck in the post game. It has legendary stats. Like, it's not actually an upgrade for the Pokemon. It's just a different thing that kind of looks like it. So you're not even, I don't know. The names don't really bother me, honestly. I do think it would have potentially been more interesting if those were like the code names like we had for the Ultra Beasts, and then they had like separate actual names. But I also don't really know what those names would have been. I mean, the whole thing is they're like newly discovered. I'm pretty sure they're all just kind of named by the professor, like, as they appear. But then it's also like, well, if they are like, oh, well, we can't come up with actual names because whatever reason, then you still have to contend with Koraidon and Miraidon having actual names. So I guess it doesn't actually work. Okay, I was defending the names, but frankly, you have fully sold me just on that one example. If they're all like that, I'm so in on giving them real names. God, I'm constantly paranoid that I'm just gonna, like, fully run away from something. Because I am, like, truly only, like, half paying attention to what is happening on the screen. Yeah, I do think that they could have come up with something. I think it makes sense. Honestly, the weirder thing to me is that Koraidon and Miraidon have names. Like, I feel like they needed to either all be real or all be the words. The fact that, like, there are just some that are... I still am not sure why Koraidon and Miraidon are, like, legendaries and none of the rest of them are. Like, that is strange to me. I thought that they were maybe gonna cover that in the DLC, and then the DLC, despite the name, had basically nothing to do with the actual lore of the game. It was just like, go screw around in these 2 new areas. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's because they just wanted legendary, and I'm sure they also didn't want to, like, artificially inflate the legendary amount by, like, making all of the paradoxes. But it feels weird from a lore perspective. It makes sense from a, like, development perspective. Yeah, I am still... I have a lot of problems, because, like, the Scarlet and Violet DLC is very good in terms of the actual content of it, but in terms of what was promised, which is the literal title of it, The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero, and then you actually go to Area Zero for 10 minutes at the very end of the second DLC, and that is all that happens. I don't know that Teal Mask has literally anything relevant to the overall lore of, like, Terastal. I mean, yes, there's Ogerpon's, like, special Terastal forms, but that's not lore. That's just, like, we wanted to do something cool with the mechanic for this special Pokemon. Like, it's... I don't know. There were so many cool things they could have done with it, and my main issue is just that we ended up, after the DLC, we're more confused than we started in terms of lore. It's so very strange. I'm really hoping that, like, Scarlet and Violet's story was good in a literal sense, like, in terms of the events that take place. But then once you actually try to think about the cohesive lore of the legendaries and, like, everything, it just completely falls apart. And, like, there are a lot of cool theories on, like, oh, you know, is the time machine real? Is it powered off of, like, imagination? Is it like a dream machine kind of thing? And we have no idea. It was never established. All we know is that there's some turtle and it does crystals. Like, even Terapagos doesn't answer any of the questions. It just, here's the stellar Terra type, and there's a turtle, and it can break out of a Master Ball, I guess. But it's just, yeah, it really fell apart. And the oh yes, the Paradox legendaries are, yeah, particularly strange. Yeah, I don't know why they couldn't have just made those legendary. That feels like, it feels like they could have. It's like, they're literally forms of legendaries with good stats. Okay, that's my first accidental Safari Ball. Frankly, I'm shocked it took that long. Yeah, I don't know why they couldn't have just made those legendaries. You would think that since they already were, and they just have, I think they have better stats. No, they don't. Thank you. Run away. Iron Leaves has a higher BSC than Virizion. Okay, yeah. Then I assume the rest of them are all like that. Let's find out. Let's actually go. Let's go to Raikou just for fun. Base stats. Raikou, BST 580. Raging Bolt, BST 590. Okay, so it is higher. It's not like a lot higher, but it is higher. So that, yeah, to say that the base forms are legendary and then the paradoxes aren't is very strange. Because clearly you can be a paradox and legendary because Koraidon exists. So, I don't know. That feels extremely arbitrary. And again, like they just didn't want to bother inflating the legendary count for some reason. Who knows? Game called well, the top left up here is Shining Pearl. Bottom one is Soul Silver. We are two at the same time. Frankly, it is extremely, this is extremely not efficient in terms of how I'm actually doing it. This could be, I could be doing this in a way that is much more comfortable and effective, but I don't know what that way is, so we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. I mean, it's working. We've got already like 300 encounters. I mean, we've got, yeah, like 260 in an hour. It's not terrible. Honestly, not as good as I would like. I would like if it was faster. But oh well. I mean, at this pace, so you get to like 2,400 over the course of this stream, probably. I guess we'll at least get to half odds for BDSP, which it's not nothing. All that needs to happen is we absolutely cannot make it to 10,000 because this counter caps out at 9999. Now, I am absolutely hoping that is not relevant because that would be brutal. I mean, even for Soul Silver, that would be tough in terms of encounters. Like, that would be a lot even for that game, like well over odds, but not impossible. I mean, doesn't even have looked at that. I think you're underestimating how bad my shiny hunting luck is. Just because I don't tend to stream it does not mean it is good. But also, I haven't done much hunting recent. I think the last hunting I did was I did a little bit in ZA. And by a little bit, I mean I spent like 8 hours of my first playthrough hunting for a shiny Helioptile for my team. Like that one was well over odds, which was literally 1984. No way. No, I didn't want to throw mud, but thanks, I guess. No, well, okay, so... Oh, guys, I'm really good at this, I promise. Run away, thank you. Was that so hard? No. I gotta lock back in. That is. Okay. Watching carefully. Whoa. There we go. We're back into the swing of it now. I just got caught up. Okay. Go. Oh god, I just remembered I have to go get groceries later today, and it is still approximately 5 trillion degrees outside. That's gonna be awesome. Really looking forward to it. It's like, oh, I don't have to do anything this weekend. Like, I can just stream and shiny hunt and like chill. No, I have to go melt myself into a puddle. So that'll be fun. I am very much looking forward to it. I'm finally gonna pick up Rhythm Heaven this week. I am very much looking forward to it. It's weird. I'm a big fan of the series despite having barely played it. I've always liked the like vibe of it, but I have not. The only game I've played is the Japan only GBA one, which, you know, odd only experience with these series. I've actually played like a good chunk of DS now too. Like I'm well into like all the sequel games. So like I've played a good chunk of that, but that was one of those that like really cool that they announced it. I don't know why they announced it 15 months before it would actually come out. Like, that is baffling to me. It's Rhythm Heaven. It didn't need to be announced that early. But I mean, I guess they did use the time, because it came out like looking pretty significantly different from that initial trailer. So like, I guess they were doing stuff. I don't know what. Like, yeah. Tomodachi Life 2, like, that game is awesome. It did not need to be announced a year before it would release. Like, and I guess it's because they wanted to, like, kind of stop revealing Switch 1 games, like, once Switch 2 came out, but then these were also, like, not going to... Like, these are definitely both games that you want to have on Switch 1. Like, they're very much aimed at the more casual audience. So, like, making them Switch 2 exclusive, I think they would have ended up selling somehow even worse than Mario Tennis, which that game sold like garbage. Not because of me. I do own the Switch 2 Mario Tennis. Was that a good decision? Probably not, but I do have it. But I mean, Tomodachi Life, there's no universe where it would have blown up as much as it did if it was a Switch 2 exclusive. So I guess they wanted to at least announce them, even if they weren't ready. Because I don't think they've announced any first-party Switch 1 stuff since Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life in that March Direct last year. So yes, they just wanted to get it out of their system, and then they would release when they were ready. But still very strange. I mean, there's a extremely high likelihood that Rhythm Heaven is the last Switch 1 game, which I'll say was one of the last 3DS games also, so like Mega Mix was. So that would be extremely funny if it happened again. Happy New Year, or whatever. Whew. We're getting close to half odds. Like, got 20 more to go. 2048. Also my favorite mobile game. That's not true. I'm extremely bad. I am so, if you think, oh, you can't be that bad at 2048, I disagree. You can be, and I am. Like, I don't understand how I can be as bad as I am, but it's truly terrible. Oof. I should not be yawning an hour into this 3-hour stream. That's probably not a great sign. We'll have to pause for lunch at some point. Considering this is going straight through that time slot, but that won't be for a bit yet. At least another 45 minutes. Go. Okay. Let's see. What else have I been playing recently? Honestly, not much. That's kind of the problem. I've been extremely lacking in my my game progress recently. White was like the most game I have played in a long time. I mean, alright. Yep. Oh, look. It's Power Wash Simulator, Unite, Tomodachi Life. Yeah, thrilling. Oh, I did. It's like I did recently play Mario Land 2 finally. I've been meaning to get to that for a long time, and I beat it in like 2 hours. So that game is extremely short, but it was all right. What am I hunting? Not really anything in particular. I'm just kind of in generic Great Marshland. Main goal there is probably Meryl. And then I have Magnemite, Machop, Onyx, Kangaskhan in Soul Silver. Any of those would be fine, but my main goal is Magnemite down there. So, lots of stuff, but the goals are Magnemite and Meryl. We are over half odds for BDSP, quarter odds for Soul Silver. So we're starting to get into the you could potentially get something zone. Which is a dangerous way to think because the odds that you will are not high, but theoretically we're starting to get to the spot where it's more likely to see something. I'm not gonna like break out the binomial distribution right now, even though I absolutely could. I simply will not bother. To figure out like how likely it actually is, but I'm for Yanma and BDSP. That would be good. Let me. Okay, it is. Is it just a? Yeah, okay, it's just a daily. Because I would also love Yanma. That's one of my like all-time favorites. I love that guy. But I don't think I have him today. Which is unfortunate. The one daily one that I did have, that like is not normally spawning is Shroomish, which could be fun, but I don't know where it is, and I entered before I entered before I could figure it out, and I'm not gonna like leave and come back, especially since the odds that I actually get it are so low anyway. Whew. I cannot be running out of steam this early. Gotta keep it up. Ugh. Recenter that. There we go. Nope. Disagree, actually. It's not what I pressed. I mean, it literally is what I pressed, but no, it's not what I meant to press. Oh, we are getting up there, though. 2,000 encounters is nothing to sneeze at. Especially on day 2. I mean, I'm sure, you know, someone with like an 8-game setup is probably higher than this, but I am not that person. Nor will I be. I did definitely think about dual switch hunting with Fire Red Leaf Green, but I don't have a good way to capture that. And I wasn't gonna set up a second camera, especially because I wouldn't be able to keep that thing charging. I would love, honestly love a multi-viewer so that I could, like, set up both of my, well, there are 4 switches in this apartment, and only 3 of them are mine. A base switch and an OLED and a Switch 2, so, you know, I would say really good use of my time on planet. Like I said, I got the original, and then I got the OLED when it came out, and then I got a Switch 2 because of course I did. So that basically answered that question. Now you may be wondering, follow-up question, why did you get an OLED and not trade in your original Switch? And I don't have a good answer for that. Because I wanted to. That is a good call. I have not been I have not been drinking enough. This water should be gone by now, frankly. I'm going for like an hour and a half, but alas. 3 sounds excessive? No, you're correct. It absolutely is. But I do have them, so. I could probably get rid of my original at this point. I don't do anything with it. I do occasionally use my OLED for stuff still. Mostly for streaming, if that is something that can be done on there, because I only have one Switch 2 dock, and moving it back and forth between the living room and my office is process. It's not like that big of a deal, but it's just a little more annoying than I would prefer. But this is where my Switch 2 is where my PDSP file is, so gotta use it because I'm not gonna bother with if it was cloud save maybe, but I'm not transferring my save data back and forth. Just not worth it. in terms of excessive, you're also talking to someone. My dad has literally, I think, 8 Atari 2600s. And that I don't have an explanation for. Like, just, they're just hanging out. I don't, they don't get used. It's just, they're just there. Yeah, no, that's the correct reaction. Like I said, I do not have an answer for you. But they exist. I've seen them. He collected them or something? No, I don't think so. I think he just has them. I don't know why or where they came from. But they're there in case you wanted to do something with them, I guess. I don't know. I can only speculate. Oof. It helped. I am. Since like I have my whole setup over here, I was also hunting like at this desk all of yesterday, and let me tell you, I am not used to sitting in one spot for that long. I am generally a put my feet up, like I am laying down as often as humanly possible. So this has been, I should sit up a little. Hypothetical question. Yes, hypothetical, go ahead. How would I react if I got a shiny Bibarel? It's a great question. I don't know, it's like fine. Doing something. There we go. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the nature of the Safari Zone is you will just kind of get whatever you get, and even if you get something you want, the odds that you actually catch it are very bad. So I can't get that caught up in looking for something specific. I know Moshi was looking for like specifically Teddiursa yesterday, and like that's awesome. I love that for him, but not gonna be me. I thought this was gonna be like a gotcha, like I somehow managed to miss a Bibarel. I don't know. I couldn't find anything on Bulbapedia about it not having a step limit, and I know like Gen 4 did, so I'm just assuming that it does. And also Sweet Scent is, I think, just faster anyway, so it's been working all right. Like, I also can't find anywhere that the step limit is listed, but I don't know if that's a thing ever, so who knows? That wasn't I didn't click. I'm trying to think if there's any shiny that I like actively don't want. Honestly, probably Starly is like the only one that I just don't care. I don't like Starly in the first place, and it's a mediocre shiny, so that's really the only one that I'd be like. I'd still be excited because it is a shiny, and the odds that I get even one are like not great, even across this whole event, but at the same time, I don't particularly want it. Which, now that I've said that, you know that that's going to be what I find. Like, there's just absolutely no question. But I'm okay inviting that into the world. A shiny is better than no shiny, even if it's one I don't like. I do appreciate that at least in Soul Silver, there is not a single shiny that I dislike in this area. Oh. It's four great ones. You will absolutely not catch me slandering shiny Dragonite. I love shiny Dragonite so much. I'm mostly just like extremely whatever on Starly because of Legends Arceus. That game kind of ruined shiny Starly for me. I feel a similar way about Fletchling in ZA, honestly. Like, I've just seen so many that I struggle to care. So I'm gonna put here. Yeah. This thing you're calling this puke green. This is a great green. This is a fantastic. You know what? We're just gonna have him. Kind of hang out. We'll just be here. Oh, let's not move the background. That's not necessary. We can probably relock that. Yeah, we're just gonna have Dragonite hanging out. He can be like hanging out up here. There we go. Was that a necessary time sink? Yes, it absolutely was. There we go. And 5 color, okay. Okay, that is less good. I still like it. But I do think it being a little more better. I just don't know that I like how Dragonite looks in Gen 5 in general. Like, the colors are one thing, but I also just think the sprite work is a little odd. Why are his wings so small? I don't know. I think people overrate certain colors of shinies, and I think pink and purple are some of those colors. Like, is a pink shiny fun? Yes, some of my favorite shinies are pink. I love, like, my first ever shiny was a shiny Mareep in X and Y. I love that thing. That thing's awesome. But I don't know. Yes, it's a different thing from Dratini and Dragonair, but I don't think it needs to be the same. Like, I've seen mock-ups of like a pink shiny Dragonite, and I legitimately do like it less than the green version. But frankly, I like both of them less than normal Dragonite. I would still just prefer normal Dragonite's color scheme, just in general, even compared to either shiny. Don't think green works on it. I do, so take that. You know, this is a good question. Do we have a favorite shiny? I have an absolutely like locked in answer for that. Like I have thought about this a lot, but I don't know. I'm guessing a lot of people just like don't really think about it, which is fair. I will. Let's add him to the layout too. If I could type for once in my life. There. Another one. There we go. This is my guy right here. Whoa, shiny Trevenant, guys. It's crazy. I didn't know it was in this game. No, this is like my all-time favorite, like no doubt in my mind shiny. Can hang out like there. No, I have, it's kind of a love-hate relationship with Trevenant, because I love this thing, but I have been off and on hunting this thing in X and Y for so long. I have done well over 2,000 hordes. And that's 5 Pokemon at a time. So I've done like 10,000 encounters for this thing in a 1 in 4,000 game. It's brutal. It does not like me in that game. I got one in Teal Mask. So I used one in the Scarlet Violet DLC, and that was great, but I would love one in its home game, but that just is not in the cards for me, I guess. It does not want to be found. And in those 2,000, I've also only phased once on a Foongus. So, like, it's not even like I'm getting a ton of shinies and just not the one I want. Like, I've gone so many encounters without, like, any shiny. Because that Foongus was also, like, 200 encounters in. And then another, like, 1,800. Nothing. So Gen 6 Trevenant and I are beefing, but we're Gen 9 Trevenant is chill. We're cool now. All excellent ones. Ampharos is definitely also up there for me. I was very happy when I saw that it had that it was like the side quest shiny in ZA. Not that Ponytail's a bad shiny, because it's also great, but I'm just more of a Mareep fan. Oh, you know what I have been playing? I just started it like a couple days ago because it like just came out, but know it was in a direct, but Dench Attack is very good so far. I'm extremely bad at it. Because I'm just not really a score attack person, and that's very much the kind of game it is. Like, it's very, you know, it's skateboarding or like train. You're doing skateboarding tricks with a train, which is very fun, but oh my god, I am terrible at it. I'm like good enough to like complete it, but I am very much not a, no, I didn't want to throw a ball. Thank you for your input. But it's fun. It's just very, very stylish in a great way. The art direction is delightful. And, you know, a little bit of topical environment commentary is never the worst thing. But I'm trying to think if there's anything coming out soon that I care about. Not really. I mean, Dustbloods is sometime this year, I guess, technically. And Fire Emblem and oh, I will be picking up the new Switch Sports. Say all you want about how the first game's not very good. I liked it, and this one has Woohoo Island back, and frankly that is enough for me. And there are a lot of like Switch 2 releases of games I've already played that I want to pick up. Like I want to grab Elden Ring because I've put in I don't even know how many hours into that game, and if I can play it on Switch, I'm gonna take that chance. But then there's also Lies of P. I also want to pick up on Switch when that comes out. I think I'm probably gonna wait for the physical in October though, just because I don't need it like right at one. I've waited long enough to get to it already. Actually, speaking of all the Souls stuff, and we're playing Pokemon, I'm very much looking forward to that Game Freak Souls-like Beast of Reincarnation. I really hope it's good, but I also hope it's not so good that people get really weird about the mainline game's quality. That's kind of a weird thing to say, because like obviously I just hope it's good, but I just know that if it's like actually really good, then people are gonna be weird about like, oh, how come this like side thing is so good but Pokemon isn't, and I don't know that I want to deal with that. So I mean, not that it'll actually matter, because I just will not engage. Oh my god, how long does it take to find an encounter? Yeah, I hope it's good. It seems interesting, at least, like conceptually. And I've played a lot of mediocre Souls-likes in my time, and I've beaten. Actually, I can't say I've beaten all of them, because there are definitely two that I have not at all. But you know, in theory, I've made it at least a good chunk into all of them. We might be getting a visitor shortly. I'll see if to jump on the desk. Yup, there he is. Hi, dude. Yup. Oh, yeah. I don't know that we need to be moving the microphone around. That doesn't seem necessary. Hey, yeah. Hello. Yeah. He loves to just be in the way. Just stand. He'll just stand here for a while. I can see around it. We're fine. Okay, well, maybe don't, like, peek the microphone by rubbing your head on it. Okay, hey. Okay, now you actually do need to move. You can come here. You can sit like this. Hi. All right, let's recoup. Ugh. There we go. Just gonna sit back there now. Still kind of on camera. Okay. Once we hit 2300, I think I'm gonna take a quick pause and get my lunch going. That'll be a brief detour. I also give him some attention because he is clearly needs it. I don't know if it's true in general, but he definitely does. I don't know that there are many thoughts going on in that head. Hey dude, what are you looking at? Literally nothing. There's nothing up there. No, okay. He's just hanging out. I don't really know what he's doing. Yeah. Honestly, he's sticking around longer than I expected him to. Usually once I take him down, he just leaves. To enjoy that his head is just being fully blocked by the microphone. His name is Pesto. We got him literally 5 months ago, back in February. So you know, he turns 2. Yeah, he turns 2 next week. So that'll be fun. There he goes. Yeah. Oh, are you gonna go in the closet? No. Okay, you're just going. Sounds good. Oh, don't worry. He'll be back. I don't know if it'll be today, but you have not seen the last of him. Oh, closing in on what, 600 encounters today? Or no, 700. I started at 16. Not bad. Not bad pace. I mean, that'll be like, what, 350 an hour? I can live with that. I'm sure if I run the numbers on how long it'll actually take to get to odds, then I will not like the answer, but the number sounds good right now, which is what really matters. Who cares about odds? Me. I care about odds. Half the fun is like pretending to know how probability works. Like, clearly I'll get something right now, guys. Okay, but clearly next time. It's gotta be this next encounter, right? It simply must be. Ooh, I fumbled with the buttons. That's how you know it's gonna be good. Okay, but this time for sure. It's basically guaranteed at this point. Yeah, well, stats in high school was really fun for me because my stats teacher was also my cross country coach, and he's great. But I had to take it again like a year ago, and like, because for some reason the college requirements are not just what is covered by AP. And that was less fun. I did not enjoy that as much. Yeah. Yeah, that'll happen. That's kind of how I feel about biology. I had a really bad teacher freshman year, and so the entire field has been ruined for me. No, stop checking the summary. Yeah, that does always suck. Like, you didn't do anything, and they just hate you. Like... Okay, now that I haven't said anything, it's definitely going to be this encounter. Hold on. Dang. That's tough. We had to warm it up. Now it's... Well, hold on. Ooh. Alas. Okay. I'm gonna go run and get stuff going for food, so I will be right back. And yeah, so it shouldn't impact stream at all. At least not significantly. I'll be gone for like a few minutes, and then I'll pop back up. But let's get these guys there and. Ooh. Oh, well, no, that's not the one there we go. All right, let's keep it going here. Actually, not 2.5 hours, like 15. That'll work. All right. Nope, I can't hold a controller normally. I have to do my weird claw grip so that I can play 2 games at once. There we go. Okay. Oh, I didn't bump every thing ever. That was probably unnecessary. There we go. Recenter this. There we go. Excellent. You know what? This both gives me a topic of conversation and also helps me in general. What should I make for dinner? This is the age-old question. What do I have in the fridge? If my answer is literally nothing, how does that affect your response? Because that is the case. I buy exactly what I need for the current meal and nothing else. Get takeout? No. That is the whole reason I have nothing in the fridge is because we don't have the money for that. Cheapest things, it's probably something with chicken. Beyond that, basically whatever. Yeah, that does sound potentially pretty good. I will look into it. I don't understand how people come up with stuff to eat literally every day. We like, okay. We like always meal prep like for 3 days. Like we eat the day we go shopping and then 2 more days. We go to the store every 3 days, and that is already a lot of stuff to come up with all the time. I don't know how people do it. That's fair. Easier to do when you have, yeah, because I accidentally pressed the catch button. Because I'm just using the touchscreen without looking, so occasionally I will just mistap something. Honestly, I'm shocked it doesn't happen more. I was doing it a lot yesterday. No. No. There. Okay. The reason I keep messing with the counter like that is I need to be clicked onto the plus button so that I can just hit a key on my keyboard to affect it. And so I need to like always go down and then back up so that everything lines up. It's like a little annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, no, I didn't want to throw bait at the Magnemite. Thanks for your opinion, but oh, it fled anyway. Awesome, that's super cool. Wait a little, get them a little more synced up. That would be way easier. Oh, well, it's only easier if I don't do it in a bad way. keeps throwing me off because I'm just like playing through the like actual stream window. The fact that the colors are like screwed up on like the DS capture just because of the nature of pointing a camera at a screen like screws with the quality. But I keep thinking that the colors look funky and that something is shiny when it is absolutely not. Like it like keeps getting me, even when it looks exactly the same as it has the entire time. Like, because I've only ever been looking through the screen, it still is like not quite correct. I feel like I've messed with like all the camera settings to like try to make it more accurate, and it has not done that. It's just the nature of these things. Yeah, that is why, like, at the very least, I'll see the sparkle. I mean, probably. Yep, that's the one that keeps throwing me off. Magnemite is like, I feel like Magnemite is like pretty subtle also. Like, it's a pretty pale gold in this game. So yeah, I keep that one's been Kangaskhan has been too. It's always fine once it like fully shows up, but when it's like just like faded and coming in from off screen, like right at the start of the encounter, that one is also getting me. Onyx and Machop are pretty obvious. It's at 2400 here. That'll be my cue to go get food because my timer on that is like basically done anyway. But let's do it in a nice even number. So you know what? I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do one more and then just walk away, because if something is shiny, that's gonna be extremely funny. All right, see ya. Yeah, very funny, very funny. I did need to increment my count. Oop, it's not bump stuff. That may be true. I will not be doing that. But thank you for the suggestion. Also, what was the point of Safari Week? What's the goal? It's literally just an excuse to hunt in the Safari Zone. Like, that's it. Oh. Yeah, maybe off stream. Look, I sing, but I not well enough to the issue is it's not bad enough that it's like funny, but it's also not good enough that it's good. That's kind of a bad spot to be in. What does that do for me? That's a great question. I don't know. What should it do? You know what? Let's do... Let's Okay, no, that is gonna take too much effort. I can do it. Oh, well, let's do it. We can just do it on the Switch. That is good enough. Let's invert the colors for a bit. I was gonna do it in OBS, but the setup for that is more effort than I'm willing to put in right now. No, I love doing it inverted hunting. Yeah, by all means. That I do like the I feel like it's gonna be I feel like it's tricky in Scarlet Violet just because you don't get the sparkle to like tell you if it is correct, but that's fair. Yeah, no, I love doing this. I always forget how many people don't know that this is even an option in the Switch settings. But I love that it is, like, just built in. Grayscale is there too, but that is a lot less interesting. Hello, hello, welcome. Yeah, we'll say that's been 5 minutes. We can send this back to normal. Yeah, we're getting some pretty good pace here. I'd like to get probably 2,600 at least. Ah. Hello, Raiders. Welcome in. Contain cat hair. Don't worry, I am full of cat hair. As some of us can attest, my cat was all up in my face about half an hour ago. So, yeah, welcome in. We are doing some Safari Week hunting. BDSP Great Marsh and Heart Gold Soul Silver Safari Zone. I think I missed a cycle there. Yeah, welcome in. Hope you had a good stream. I think we're caught back up now. My cycle got thrown off a little bit there. Let's just get back on track there. There we go. Ooh, nice. I don't know if that's the most exciting shiny of all time, but hey, something is something. Can't be too mad about it. I actually don't remember what. Yeah, that is as underwhelming as I thought it was. But yeah, no, for sure. Definitely getting something is still awesome. Are you going for a living dex? You're looking for 2 of them? Okay, yeah, just always going for new shinies, more so. That makes sense. Oh, that was too far. Yeah, definitely. I do wish that more stuff was just available in the wild. Stuff being exclusive to raids is one of the things that really annoys me. I've seen that with like seen people doing like an oak in Scarlet Violet, and they have to like catch raid exclusive. Well, okay, I didn't want to catch that. They have to catch like raid exclusive stuff, and that's not even just for shinies. Like that's just to get it at all. Oh, cool. I caught a Quagsire, I guess. A regular Quagsire. Waiting a second to get resynced here. There we go. At some point you would think I would stop just throwing balls for no reason, but nope. Of course I'm catching all these now, just I know if I were to find a shiny that I would not actually catch it. You believe, but I have looked at the flea rates, and the odds are not on my side, we'll say that. Yeah, there is no skill in it, which is both a blessing and a curse. Synced up again, but I screwed it up with tossing. There we go. I think the plan, since we're closing in on 3 hours, I think the plan is gonna be to go for 2,700, so we've hit 2,000 encounters today. Or, no, that would have been... No, that's 2,000 encounters since last night. It would be 1,100 since the start of stream. That's actually not as neat of a number, but... still, we'll probably do that just because it's 26 would probably end us a little early. Who's up next? That is a great question. We got Emmy tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. That would be like 2.5 hours before I started this morning. Yeah, it's 2 Emmy slots in a row. He's tomorrow and Monday. I have not. I am not as able to stay caught up as I'd like to be. I assume it has been going poorly. How? Okay. Look. There's being unlucky, and then there's knocking out shinies. That is, you kind of have to do that on purpose. So were they were just male? And so he had to kill them? What even is the gender ratio on? Oh, he's looking for Mud's, not Mudbray, Mudsdale. I don't know why you would do that to yourself, but sure, I guess. Yeah, okay, so it wasn't... It was not his choice to do it this way. Understandable. That makes more sense. Oh, okay, so it's been that long. Yeah, that doesn't instill confidence, especially since he is, I believe, hunting in Platinum, which is a 1 in 8,000 game. As opposed to Sun and Moon, which are 1 in 4,000. That'll be... That'll be interesting. And it was SO. So, okay, so he's just... Yeah, that's not great. We don't love that. I do think this is probably gonna, like, doing this week is probably gonna shiny hunt me out for a while. Which is fine. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. But I was debating doing a different grindy Pokemon thing and decided that will no longer be happening. Yeah, I want to say they're like 1 in 350 for SOS, but it might be. I don't know. I'm not like super familiar with Sun and Moon hunting. That's like the game I've done the least in. I've done some Ultra Warp Ride stuff, but not. I haven't done any SOS chains. I'm not like super familiar with how those work. No, I didn't. No. Ugh. Oh, it's my first Bibarel. No way. Thrilling. Frankly, it's a little impressive that I've put as many hours in this game as I have, and I haven't caught a Bibarel. Yes, I am aware of the mime arc. That one I am familiar with. Thank you for that call. There we go. Kangaskhan keeps throwing me so bad there. Yeah, Charcadet. Oh, that one makes me so mad. I love Sarah Legend Armarouge, and they just, those shinies got so screwed over. It's truly devastating. Yeah, I keep forgetting that, like, I mean, obviously this is the case, but I keep forgetting that Scarlet and Violet are, like, still getting events. And, like, why wouldn't they be? But also, I have not touched those games in so long. I do like that is an option for, like, determining if something is shiny. I wish you didn't have to use it. Like, the fact that has to, like, that is just the only way you can do a lot of hunts is really obnoxious. I think it's cool for stuff like, Ditto and Zorua. Like, I think that's fun. Like, I think those are cool hunts. Minior, kind of to the same extent, but it's a little, that one's a little more lame, in my opinion. But just in general, I don't think you should be forced to rely on that. But there's also a universe where they just didn't implement that at all, and your Pokemon would just kill shinies, so this is probably a better solution than that, at least. Yeah, I mean, I do think the Mark events are interesting. Like, I think Mark hunting is cool, but I do agree that for, like, increased odds of marks is just not, like, interesting enough to sustain an event. Like, marks in my mind are mostly a bonus for shinies. Like, if I catch a normal Pokemon with a mark, it's just not even. That's true in the base game. In the DLC, they did add, there's a camera upgrade where if you zoom, like, if you, like, lock onto a Pokemon, it will actually show you, if it has a mark or not. Oh, it doesn't tell you a specific mark. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But, like, I don't know that a specific mark is, like, that. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I also don't know how you would provide that information in a way that is... I'll say it showed up if it was any mark, not just a rare mark. But also, I don't know how you would show that info without encountering in a way that made sense. Like, I already don't love that you can see, like, gender and level before getting into a battle, honestly. Like, they keep adding stuff that just... I guess the marks do have individual icons. I don't know. I just don't like much of anything that forces you to, like, get taken out of the game world. Also, hello, welcome. Yes, it is going acceptably well. As in, nothing's happened yet, but also we're still low on odds, so, like, I'm not that surprised. But yeah, that's my main issue with Scarlet and Violet, is they just... And I know I said that this, like, one of the things they did well was the lack of shiny sound, but I think just in general, they have so much stuff that is nice quality of life, but just kind of serves to take you out of the experience. Like, I don't feel like a trainer, I feel like a person playing a game, which is kind of a big difference. Like, it matters a lot to game feel, and I just don't get that as much out of Scarlet and Violet as I would like, because of a lot of those, like, things that are technically quality of life, but just feel worse. Yes, I think, like, all, like, the overworld spawns are cool. I don't know, I guess level also makes sense just because you can very easily get outscaled, but, like, I don't know. You could do that in Sword and Shield too. Like, you could go to late game areas too early, and the game would just force you to deal with it. I'm clearly in the minority because they keep adding this stuff and people seem to like it, but I do wish that there was an option to keep it a little more old school in terms of game feel. Obviously, I like the direction that they're going in terms of, like, structure and all of that. Like, I like that, but you do kind of lose something in return. And maybe that's worth the trade-off, but... Yeah, the XP share, I will 100% of the time always use the EXP share, but there's no reason why it shouldn't be toggleable. I don't really understand why you would want to toggle it, frankly. that doesn't make sense to me, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't be an option. See, I have not ever had that be the case. Maybe it's because I like run away from wild encounters and like avoid trainers and stuff, but I just have never once had over leveling be a problem. And even if I did get over leveled, I also just don't think it's, for how I play, it's just not that big of a deal. Like, I don't know. But I also don't play these games for like challenging gameplay. I play them for the vibes. And being over leveled does not affect that in any way for me. But I hear all these stories about people being like ridiculously over leveled, and I just have never had that be the case. They feel like they only use one Pokemon. Yes. My response to that would be just use all the Pokemon anyway. Like, that seems like, I don't know. When I have a team, I want to use all the Pokemon because I put them on my team because I like them. So, I don't know. But like, if there's a stretch where like, oh, I'm going through a cave, so my water type is like extra useful right now because I'm running into a lot of rock types. That shouldn't mean that my rock type just gets crazy over leveled and then everything else has to struggle to catch up. I ran into this a lot in Black and White, which this happens in all the old gen games, but that one's just fresh in my mind because I just replayed it. But like, through a lot of the gyms, like, I had like the one or two Pokemon that were good for that gym, and they got like a bunch of extra levels that the rest of my team didn't get just because they happened to be the best fit. And that's not me like steamrolling with one Pokemon, that's just using a thing that's the best fit, and it just happens that you gain a lot more experience points like in certain scenarios. But I also do think, like, I think that's kind of what you're saying, Jay. Like, I think they've gotten a lot better at, I feel like they've gotten a lot better at actually designing the games around XP share. Like, I do think the old gen games could kind of get broken by it. BDSP is a good example because this game didn't originally have it, and they didn't design the game around it. And then they just put it in the remake, and then you can get kind of over leveled. But I think in the modern games it's a lot less of a big deal. I had people saying that they were getting crazy over leveled in Scarlet and Violet, and maybe that's, I mean, I can think of a lot of reasons why that would be, and I don't think they're XP share's fault. It's probably just because it's an open world game and you're doing a lot of excess exploring, and you happen to fight a lot more stuff. Like, that's not XP share's fault, that's just the nature of the game. And that's probably an argument for level scaling dungeons, but I also conceptually don't love that. So, I don't know. But I'm just kind of generally in the boat of more options is not always better. Like, I think it's cool that you can kind of go out of order in like Scarlet and Violet, for example, and do some of the hard stuff sooner, and then you kind of get a time back by doing like really wiping some easy stuff. I think that's interesting. And if everything's just always perfectly scaled to where you are in the game, like, you lose a lot of that. have this problem with like stuff like even like thing that's fresh in my mind right now is Skyrim, and like in that game everything constantly scales to like exactly where your player level is in the game, and so it gets to the point where like there's no difficulty curve. Everything is just exactly the same difficulty all the time because it's just perfectly in tune with where your team is. And I also I don't know that it's really reasonable on a team that is clearly already quite time and budget constrained to expect them to make like 8 full teams for every gym leader, depending on which order you fight them in. I don't know that that's a use of resources that is well spent. Yes, they need more time to cook, but also I'm selfish and I want to play them sooner. So actually release them at the same rate, please. Like like knowing that we're gonna have to wait like probably at least another year for Winds and Waves is kind of killing me inside. And like, yes, I have to acknowledge that it's probably good for the dev team and all of that, but selfishly I want to play the games. Right. 20 more encounters and then we'll call it. We'll stop at 2,700. Said before, that'll be like a little over 1,000 encounters today, which I'll take it. Yeah, this is kind of how I feel about Elder Scrolls 6. Like, there's no universe where it's going to come out and actually be as good as like everyone hopes it'll be. I mean, we saw how Starfield came out. The fact that Oblivion Remastered was as good as it was is kind of a miracle. And even that like had some really big problems and still does. I legitimately hope GTA 6 is good. I don't think it's gonna be. And even if it is good, I don't really care because I wasn't gonna play it anyway, but I hope for the sake of everyone who's excited that it is good. And honestly, if I trust any studio with like that long of a dev time, I feel like Rockstar has actually a pretty good track record, but we shall see. I mean, it's what, 4 more months? For real this time, because pre-orders actually are happening. But that is also kind of how I felt about Tears of the Kingdom. It's like, I was expecting it to be like crazy, and it was just like, I don't know, it was like fine. I like it less than Breath of the Wild. I think mostly just because it wasn't novel anymore, but also I think there are just some structural problems with that game that are still present in Breath of the Wild, but aren't as egregious. All right. 2,700. We're gonna call it there. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's find out who we're raiding today. You know what? Let's see. Oh my. All of a sudden, everything decided to be extremely slow. You know what? The... okay, what is going on? All right, we're gonna head over to yeah, we'll see how it goes off stream. I'm not sure how much I'll do off stream, honestly, just because I gotta do literally anything else. But let's head on over to main guy. Absol is streaming right now, so we'll send on over there. You can check out someone who is frankly insane with the setup. The 12 fire red leaf greens is absurd. But we'll head on over there. Yeah, yeah, 12.